Two experiments. First experiment, we're going to look at coating nails. Second experiment, we're going to look at forming a precipitate. So the first one's very simple, we're going to get that one going first, and then once we've done that, we'll let that rest while we form the precipitate. Enough will do. Okay, so first of all, you have to get a couple of nails, 3 nails. If they have got rust on them, you just need to give them a bit of a sand back. So just those 4 pieces of sandpaper, just give them a bit of a sand back to get any rust off them. Once you've got those, you need 3 of the following. So you need some copper nitrate. So we'll put that in the first test tube, and you're going to fill it 1/3 full, thereabouts. So copper nitrate. You're also going to use copper sulfate. I'm going to do the same, about 1/3 full. And then we're also going to use some water. Girls, you need to go and close the door, please. So what we also might do is we'll use a marker pen to just show which one the copper sulfate is. Just leave a dot on those so we can tell the difference between the copper sulfate and copper nitrate. So copper sulfate's got a dot on it. Then what you need to do is just place the nails into the solutions. When you place them with the flat end in first. If you place them with the pointy end, that will break the test tube. Also hold the test tube at an angle and just slide it in easily, just like that. Okay? If you drop it straight in, the test tube will crack. So on an angle, flat end, slide it in. Then we have the 3, so we set them and we forget about them for a while. You leave them set for about half an hour. Girls watching, please. So that's looking at coating nails. So we're going to see if there's any reaction between the copper nitrate and the iron nail, any reaction between the copper sulfate and the iron nail, and any reaction between the water and the iron nail. And we'll have a look at how those go. The second one, what we need to do is we're looking at precipitation reaction. We get 2 solids. This time we've got lead nitrate and potassium iodide. We're going to get 2 solutions. With these 2 solutions, we're going to pour about 2 centimetres each into a test tube. So, into a test tube, 2 centimetres of each, and we'll get a reaction. That reaction will be the 2 solutions will form a solid. Okay, so about 2 centimetres of each, potassium iodide, and lead nitrate.
Oh, yeah. Let's just get a zoom in on that.
So from that, we need to leave that just rest for a little bit. What you should see at the bottom is we hopefully will see a bit of sediment forming at the bottom, and you'll get the liquid still at the top. So what we want to do is then we want to try and filter out that sediment at the bottom. So how we need to do that is by using some filter paper, a funnel and a conical flask. With our filter paper, with a funnel, conical flask, with our filter paper, all you need to do is the following, really simple. Fold it in half, and fold it in half again.
Like origami.
You'd be surprised. Once you fold it into half and then half again, you're left with a quarter of a circle, and you just open it up, and we get a filter for a funnel.
It's delicious.
So we have got a little bit of sediment forming at the bottom. Sediment at the bottom. Alright, relax.
There's no zoom on this. I'll just get some more of this.
sediment forming at the bottom. Now before you filter out the sediment, thank you. How's this wagging? Before you filter out the sediment, if you try and pour it out straight away, the sediment will stay at the bottom and we won't actually get it out of the test tube. So before you pour it out, after you've let it set for a couple of minutes, just give it a bit of a stir and a shake up. And then once we've unsettled all that sediment at the bottom, we can pour it out and hopefully filter out a fair bit of sediment from the solution. You can still see that there's some sediment left in the actual test tube itself. There is. Well, what do you notice first of all about what's been filtered out? What's the liquid that's been filtered out? It's not water. It's clear. So the two solutions that we placed together were clear. We've had what kind of a change?
Chemical.
Chemical change. Why do we know it's a chemical change?
It turned yellow.
Colour change? Yep.
It's hurting my hands.
Alright, not like. Okay. Bunsen burner.
And my finger's gone in front of the camera a few times. Only a little bit. Mr. Morse lighting a Bunsen burner.
This part's not very scientific, but anyway.
Oh, you do it changes colour. What?
Alright.
Why did you do that?
Because he wanted to.
Alright, what you have to do now is you have to get your match and you just have to knock the tip of the head off it. So we get left with this bit. Alright, you want to try and be left with a fair bit of match that is actually burnt. Because what we're going to do is we're going to get some of the sediment from the filter paper. We've got some sediment from the filter paper. I'm using some tongs.
It's a nice colour.
You're going to pop the safety glasses on.
Quick,
And then you're going to put your match. Remember when we did the fireworks experiment where we had a look at placing different metals into an open flame and we got different colours? What you're going to see is, initially you're going to see a little bit of the match burning, so you still get the orange burning. But after a while, I want you to watch for a little colour change that comes off the tip. So it won't last long, it'll probably only last a second, but I want you to see if you can find out what colour it is. Come a little bit closer, guys. So watch the tip. The tip will go, well, the match will still burn for a bit. Then after a while, we should get a different colour just coming from the tip. It'll probably last a second, maybe 2 seconds. So just place it in just above the blue flame. So we've still got the match burning. We're just waiting for a colour change. Hopefully we get one. Bit of green.
there we go.
Like
Blue.
There you go. Little bit of green, a little bit of bluey purple. Turn the safety flame back on.
what happens when you do it in the safety flame?
Nothing. It's just not as hot. Okay. So 2 experiments. First one, coating nails. Second one, precipitation reaction. Now when you're done with all of this, from the coating nails, all of the copper sulfate, copper nitrate, gets emptied into copper waste.
How do you get the nail out?
You can slide it out.
Yeah, with your hands, but there's copper nitrate.
That's right. And the lead nitrate can just go straight into there. Okay. And I'll collect the filter paper separately. I'll just get some paper towel and you can pop the filter paper onto some paper towel. I'm just going to keep the one Bunsen burning going, so we'll just use this one at the front of the room. So once you've done everything at your benches, you can bring your matchstick over here. You can use these tongs, turn on the blue flame, and you can have a go. I'll go and get some safety glasses from over here too. Okay? Any questions? 2 experiments. Copper first. You can do groups of 2 or 3 because there's not many of you here. No, 4's too many. Let's have a go. Thank you, guys. No.